shocking arrest as authorities accuse him of being connected to an alleged murder for hire plot. Chicago rapper Durk Banks, better known by his stage name Lil Durk, was arrested yesterday after allegedly attempting to flee the country, and at this time he's being held in a Broward County jail in Florida awaiting transfer.
Grab your pots and pans, it's time to cook. Don't forget the spatula. Now, this one we're doing a reaction video on Durk murder for hire allegations. Now, these are all allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly. The man is innocent until proven guilty. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But this one is looking, they ain't gonna come up. The feds ain't gonna come and get you if they don't have you, right? That's one thing I know, two things I know for certain. But let's continue. Smash that like button, tell a friend and tell a friend. This is the beginning, this is not the end. Smash that like button. Let's go.
Transfer to the U.S. Marshals. According to the FBI affidavit, the Grammy Award-winning rapper is charged with conspiracy to commit murder for hire. His arrest comes on the same day as federal prosecutors announced in California the charges of 5 other men for the attempted murder of Georgia rapper Quando Rondo, whose real name is Taquan Bowman.
Now, if y'all don't know the backstory, right? They've been trying, allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly. King Von had died, and he used to run with the OTF. Now they end up getting into a street fight, and Quando Rondo, right-hand man, pulled out a gun and shot King Von. He was in Atlanta, I guess. They don't know that everyone in Atlanta got guns. That's where you can carry, right? Down south, you can carry, right? Chicago, you probably got to conceal, or you can't really carry. So I don't think they're used to that. But anyway, they try to shoot at, they end up killing one of Quando Rondo men, supposedly, hypothetically, right, in California. But it's just funny how the story goes, because obviously it wasn't meant for Quando Rondo to go, right? It wasn't meant. So, but it seems like they're fighting that. They're fighting that with their demons or whatever. Maybe. Now, this is all allegedly, right? But I'm going to make it make sense at the end. Watch this.
Bowman. Prosecutors say those 5 men all have ties to Chicago gangs and all targeted the Georgia rapper in retaliation for the murder of Chicago rapper King Von. According to prosecutors, all 5 men, who include Kevon London Grant, aka Vonnie, Asa Houston, aka Boogie, David Brian Lindsay, aka Brown Eyes, Keith Jones, aka Flocka, and DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, aka Didi. They all face charges, including conspiracy to commit murder for hire.
Now, they say that someone in this camp ended up telling on him. And I look at it like this, right? In life, you have to take consequences for your actions. There's consequences to your actions, right? Now, some people might say, hey, well, why not free Durk and this, that, the third? But you got to look at it like this, right? If the man did what he did, he tried to change his image up. His dad just came back home. His dad been locked up for so long. He's programmed to damn near be like this, not making any excuses for him, right? But as a man, he have to take things on the chin. If you're involved in that type of lifestyle, then that's what comes with it. Fast money, murder, fast life. It comes with what it comes with. There's nothing slow that come about. So yeah, you can get rich quick, but you can also lose everything even faster. So understand what's going on. That's all I'm saying. Let's continue.
Committing murder for hire involving death and use of a machine gun in a violent crime results.
And this is one of the reasons why I don't really follow the culture. Because if you understand the culture, it's a death culture. So why are you following death? Can we talk about it? Make it make sense. Can we talk about it?
In death, and the most serious charge carries up to the death penalty if convicted. According to prosecutors, all 5 men have ties to Lil Durk's hip-hop group Only the Family, also known as O.
What y'all think is going to happen? You think that they're going to bite the cheese and everyone going to get the telling? Right? Because last time I checked, it was no honor among thieves. So therefore, where's the loyalty? It probably won't be any loyalty there. Now, inside information is saying that someone in his camp actually wore wire and been recording their conversation for years. So I said, oh, that's why the feds came. They have someone within your circle that actually told on you, not supporting their behaviors at all, but this is a part of the consequences.
OTF was founded by Lil Durk more than a decade ago. And according to the FBI, OTF members engage in violence, including murder and assault, at the direction of Lil Durk and to maintain their status in OTF. King Von, whose real name was Davon Bennett, was also a part of OTF and frequently collaborated with and was a longtime friend of Lil Durk.
They said Bennett wasn't in it, but this Bennett was always in it, right? He was always in it. And it goes to show. He didn't even die by the gun. Well, no, he did die by the gun. But he the one that always had it on him, just in case of this, just in case of that. In a modern world, you're fighting. This is a modern world. That's like bringing a knife to that's like literally bringing a knife to a gunfight. People aren't fighting anymore. That's the thing of the past. They're gonna shoot before they do anything. It's just the world we live in, and I'm here to tell you the news. You know, and then you gotta think about the lives that they took from these other people. What about these people's mother? Right? It was a person on the opposite side of that gun all the time. So where's the grief? The griefing for that. So you gotta understand it's two sides, it's three sides to the story. But let's continue.
King Von was shot and killed in November of 2020 outside a nightclub in Atlanta. He was killed in the early morning hours of November 6th during an argument between two groups that escalated into gunfire. And he was fatally shot by Quando's associate Lil Tim after the argument. The indictment doesn't name Davon Bennett, aka King Von.
If you want to get your name, phone number, and
so what are you guys' thoughts on this? Is Lil Durk, is he in something that he can't get out of? Right? Will he have to tell? Put a one in the chat if you believe that he got to tell in order to get out. Because there's no way they're gonna let this man out unless he cooperates.
opt-out guides are amazing.
Let's continue. Unless he cooperates. Let's continue.
Instead, the charging documents state a high-ranking OTF member described by the initials DB got into a physical altercation with someone referred to as TB, and the circumstances surrounding that incident mirror King Von's murder. The indictment says after DB's death, co-conspirator 1 made clear in coded language that they would pay a bounty or monetary reward to anyone who took part in killing TB for his role in DB's murder. That co-conspirator is allegedly Lil Durk, who authorities say made it known he would pay a bounty to anyone who killed Quando Rondo. According to the court documents, the men used an OTF-associated credit card to buy plane tickets to LA in August of 2022 to search for TB, who is allegedly Quando Rondo, and using funds provided by Lil Durk. Durk allegedly texted an associate arranging the flight.
Now, I'm not telling a man how to get away with murder or anything along that nature, right? This is not what we do on this channel. It's positivity over negativity. But it's like you would think people would be smart. Why would you use your company card in order to do a murder for hire, allegedly, hypothetically? Why in the world would you do that? That don't make no sense to me. That's like literally nonsense. So maybe what you think, you untouchable? What you think that nothing, you can't be touched? Like what's going on in your mental? Maybe you think you Allah himself. You know, maybe you think that, but that to me, that don't make no sense. As far as critical thinking, that don't make no sense at all. Now it's a game instead of it being a 501c. But let's continue. Let's continue.
Don't book no flights under no names involved with me. And prosecutors claim when there, Kavon Grant booked a hotel room for the men to stay at and provided the others with firearms. Grant allegedly procured cars, ski masks, and firearms that were used to find, track, and kill TB. According to the FBI, there is video evidence that Durk was staying at the house in the San Fernando Valley that day. A lot of the stories that we cover here at Law and Crime are very tough to tell, but part of the reason we're able to keep bringing you these types of stories is because of our great sponsors. So I want to take a moment to thank Upside for sponsoring this story. If you're wondering what's Upside,
okay, let's go on to the next. We like your sponsors and XYZ, but we want to go on to the story. Let's get it.
2 cars, one of which had a fake license plate for the men to use and follow Rondo and his 24-year-old cousin. But when Rondo and his cousin stopped for gas, according to prosecutors, Asa Houston allegedly drove to a nearby alley before Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, and a third.
So these people were shooting from 1,000,000 miles away, 100 million miles away, but yet he ordered a hit? I don't get it. You should have got your money back. These men are shooting from 100 million miles away. And let me see, that looked like something with a switch on it. Hold on. Let's zoom in. Y'all see this right here? That's an extendo. Whoa. But let's continue.
Unidentified man known in the indictment.
Oh, this makes sense now. Now I see why he didn't want to be Rondo or Quando Rondo. He didn't want to be a Crip no more. Because the people that he checked in with was obviously supposed to be on his side, but word on the street, they wasn't on his side. Maybe they got bribed, maybe they got paid. Reference point, you can check out Brick Baby. Reference point, check out Brick Baby on Adam 22. And even when Lil Durk interviewed DJ Academics interviewed Lil Durk, you gotta see it's like he never mentioned his name at all. As if DJ Academics was like, well, what you think about Quando Rondo? Durk found every deflation mechanism that I've ever seen in the world to not mention this man's name. Why don't you want to mention somebody's name? Is it because you don't want to come up as far as, let's just say, suspect? That look a little bit suspicious, or sus, as they would say. But let's go on.
As co-conspirator 2 carried out the shooting, which was captured on surveillance video. Rondo wasn't injured. However, his cousin passed away after being fatally wounded. According to court documents, the 5 men and co-conspirators used facilities of interstate and foreign commerce, such as planes, cars, cell phones, and the internet with intent that the murder of TB be committed. After the shooting, according to the indictment, the men went to a nearby burger spot to discuss payment. Then on the same day, the credit card was used to purchase tickets for Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, Asa Houston, DeAndre Wilson, and...
The fact that they know all of this, and they have it in the discovery, right? You can read it online. I'm going to leave the link down below. But the fact that they know all of this, they had someone in the inside telling them everything that happened. Once again, this is healthy discussion. We don't support these type of behaviors, but someone wanted me to react to it, and I said, my God, who's coming to help you now? And is this your course correction? Is this your consequence? Maybe for your actions? Perhaps it is. Let's continue.
Co-conspirator 2 to travel back to Chicago. Lil Durk wasn't named in the charging documents against Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston. But according to the indictment, the defendants were offered money and lucrative music opportunities with OTF for the murder of Quando Rondo. Prior to Lil Durk's arrest, the Chicago rapper was being sued by the mother of Chicago drill rapper FBG Duck. FBG Duck was murdered in 2020.
Now, this is the storyline. That's why they say her name is Mama Duck, right? Mama Duck should be getting paid now because lawsuits are coming in galore. She should get paid now, but it's like you have the money now, but you don't have your family, your loved ones. The money not going to feel the same. It's not going to be the same because once again, it's just monetary value. You endured, you got the money with so much pain. So much pain. That's painful money right there. But let's continue.
And his death led to several convictions in a federal conspiracy trial.
Hey, what's going on? It's Carlos Gill with Get Response. If you've been curious.
Now, what they did to Duck, that was crazy. That was crazy. But once you're in the streets, you're in the streets. It's either you're going to die by the gun or it's going to be jail. So Duck died by the gun. It seemed like so did Vaughn. But it seems like Durk is the one going to jail. Let's continue.
But his mother sued Lil Durk, OTF, and King Von's estate, alleging they were all involved in the shooting as well. According to the suit, OTF operates as a criminal enterprise. After Grant, Jones, Lindsey, Wilson, and Houston were arrested,
she also need to sue the labels. I mean, if you're going to sue them and take them there, you might as well just take them all the way there. She also need to sue the labels because the labels are the one that propagated the situation, allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly. They fueled it. That's what made them pop. But, you know, that's a whole nother story.
Thursday, the FBI says Durk booked 2 flights from South Florida airports, one to Dubai and one to Switzerland. He then reportedly booked a flight to Italy, but was arrested in Miami before he could board that flight. Lil Durk and the other defendants are being held pending their transfer back to LA. I want to bring on now Detective Eric Barnes to break down this case even further. Eric, thank you so much for joining me.
Eric, that's when we're going to pause you, Eric. Let's go on to Charleston White. Let's see what he has to say about this situation. Let's go on to Charleston White. Let's see what he has to say about this situation. Charleston White, you coming up on the screen in a few. Now hit that like button, tell a friend, and tell a friend this is the beginning. This is not the end. Just giving you a quick update on this story. Matter of fact, right? So Charleston had an interview with Say Cheese, and this is what went down. Charleston, you have the floor. You have the floor. Let's go.
They don't jump the gun for nothing. One thing about our Federal Bureau of Investigations, homie, they do their due diligence, and they dot their I's and they cross their T's. So they've been sitting on this. They've been watching him go to rehab. They've been watching him get the keys to the city, and so now, how to assassinate your character.
Yep, indeed.
Yeah, so they feel to humiliate him.
Mm-hmm. You think that pushing peace bullshit? That was some bullshit.
Yeah, that was some bullshit. Yeah, that was some. It's easy to push peace, or it's easy to push the concept or the narrative of pushing peace when you got some skeletons in your closet. It seems like these guys got a lot of skeletons in their closet.
That part.
Wiretap, got him on a wiretap. I don't know how you go beat that.
There's no way.
U.S. Marshals pick him up in Fort Lauderdale. I was just in Fort Lauderdale 2 days ago. Just got back yesterday.
It's one way for him to beat that. What way do you guys think is the way? Leave the comments down below. What do you think is the way for him to beat that? 9 times out of 10, he have to be like this. Without the lawyer, but this is what happened. Get them, not me. That's the only way. He have to tell. He have to start yelling. He must yell from a far distance. Crazy to me. Now, I don't wish jail on nobody, right? I don't wish jail on nobody. But sometimes you reap what you allegedly sow. Sometimes you reap what you allegedly sow. But let's continue.
Shit, homie, I don't know how you go beat this.
He booked 2 flights. He booked a flight to Italy.
That's the part that I didn't get.
And I believe it was Switzerland. And he didn't go. The flight was supposed to leave at 6:40. The FBI seen that.
Then why book 2 flights, right? We booked 2 flights to try to go in separate direction. One to Dubai and the other one to wherever you was going. I forget the other one. But next thing you know, you still in Florida with the kids, and then they're gonna extradite you to California, where the GDs and the BDs. I don't know which gang you're part of, right? But it's one of those D's, no Diddy, where they don't care about all that gang, your gang stuff. It's about the big boys. But let's continue. Crazy to me.
He was trying to flee the country. and then he booked one for 9.
And that goes to show, they're not giving you any bond. No bond. You try to flee. They're going to say, sir, you are a flight risk. A big one at that. You are a flight risk.
I think 940 last night, and that's when they got him. So he was ready to flee the country.
He'll be there to trial. He won't get a bond. They go diddy him. He won't get a bond because it looked like he was trying to flee. Yeah, it looked like he was trying to flee. I just seen a post that he made the other day. I think day before yesterday, where he was saying if you don't hear it come out of his mouth, don't take it for nothing. But he self-identifies and self-proclaims himself as being the voice of the streets. So all that will and can be used against him.
That's one hell of a use.
Were you?
That is one hell of a use. One hell of a usage, and they're gonna use that again.
Shocked when the news broke last night.
Oh, I was shocked. Because I've been paying attention to the transition he's been trying to make for the last 2 years, and it looked like he was really transitioning. Went to rehab. Yeah, I was real shocked, homie. Yeah, I was real shocked. Him and Aiden Ross was together not too long ago. They were staying somewhere together. So Aiden was trying to get me and him to sit down together to do an interview, possibly, or just to meet and hash out what we could hash out. And I agreed to it. I don't know if he did. We never got around to talk about it anymore. But yeah, homie, I was real shocked.
Do you think this is something that Lil Durk knew was coming? And what I mean by that is every day thinking about it. It's like it's coming. You don't know when.
People who get away with murder wake up every day and think about it, homie. People who have gotten away with murder, if it's 20 years ago, 30 years ago, in the back of their mind, they can never sleep at peace. They can never be at ease because murder has no statute of limitations. And you have to
and your conscience is going to begin to eat at you. That's all that is. You can't forget what you've seen. It's hard to forget things that you see with these eyes right here. It's hard. But on that note, we're going to give you guys another update of this. I have a few things to do. It's almost 10:30. I have a few things to do. I'm going to give you guys another update of this in a few. Just wanted to touch on the topic, it being relevant and it being trending right now. And I wanted to give you guys a take on it. I'm going to do an extensive reaction video to this on tomorrow. On that note, peace, blessings, and love. Remember, positivity over negativity always.